Well, it's been just over 3 short weeks since we left you for a summer break, and we are back to talk all things West Ham. In that time, we've all got a bit of a tan, actually. Mike's been relegated to the spare room. Gary's been kicked outside, but I am your ever-present in my professional studio. Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are all well. And my other observation this evening is I obviously didn't get the purple memo. So thank you for letting me know about that, guys.
It's all right.
You missed the memo.
I missed the memo. Yeah, indeed. How are we, gentlemen?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Enjoying the summer.
Yes. Yeah. Nice break from West Ham.
Yeah,
It's been lovely. It has been lovely. Now I graced Glastonbury with my presence yesterday, swerving the political statements that were everywhere to be seen.
Who did you watch, Jake?
I saw Pulp, which were brilliant. And then a few others, Ray, Charlie XCX, and the Scissor Sisters. That was interesting.
I saw them on TV.
Yeah, and the script, they were good as well. And hopefully I've topped up my tan in the process and not burnt even more. But a good day. And Rod Stewart, I won't say wheeled out because that's a bit harsh, this afternoon, doing what he does best. And for us,
my pet hates Rod Stewart. Can't abide it, bloke. As soon as he goes on the radio, I turn him over. Literally can't bear the bloke. Just playing my garden, I shut the curtains.
Mike, I don't know about you, but Friday night it was clear and we could hear it from our back garden.
Oh, really? Yeah. Obviously, I used to work there for years. So, I mean, my daughter's taken our place now. And I dropped them up there and came back, and you go over the top of Carey the other side and you see all the lights and you can hear the music basically from there. So yeah, you must be able to hear it from there.
I lived in Glastonbury for 3 years. It's terrible this time of year. So traffic's enormous.
Oh, it's hideous. Yeah, working in Sheffield Mallet as well. They call it Glastonbury, but it is Pilton, and it's near Sheffield Mallet, really. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, it is.
When you get into you two both been, obviously. When you get into this, it's huge. You can't describe how big it is. That site, can you?
It's just gigantic.
Absolutely gigantic. Yeah.
I think I only saw about a quarter of it, maybe half of it.
It's impossible to see in a day, isn't it? It's impossible to see in a day.
Oh yeah, I mean, we used to go in earlier, and they let us in earlier and earlier. And our shifts usually started on a Friday night, and we had a fair bit of time in between, but you still couldn't get around and see it all.
It's massive, isn't it?
Yeah, but there is the excitement, and our rule generally, Mike, is we don't go north of Castle Carey. So I faced my fear this week, and did drive past Carey train station earlier. It's just like a miniature operation. It's it is something else. But they'll all be going home Monday. Go away. Let's get rid of you all. And back to normality. Anyway, we are here to discuss West Ham, believe it or not. Let's take some comments and see who is with us. Fathead evening, everybody. Look like you're having fun while your dad slaves hard on the bike. Now that is a good segue to say tomorrow is in fact Dad's last day on his ever-growing bike ride, I must say. It started at 300 miles, and one pretty confirmative source told me earlier on that it's going to be going through 700 tomorrow, hopefully, if all things go well. So this is, of course, in aid of DT38. So if you would like to donate, I've chucked the link into the chat so we can get to our final money goal. And I mean, I must have thought it was impressive because I put 20 quid down. So, you know. Well done, Mike. Someone had to react. Yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic cause, and I've seen firsthand the sort of level of commitment that is taken, and kudos to that, because I certainly couldn't have done it. 700.
No, fair play.
Oh no, fair play to him. I couldn't do that. No way, not with my own knees now.
And the only stipulation is I've got to complete 10 miles tomorrow morning, which I am just worrying about tomorrow. It's tomorrow's problem.
You're a young lad, yeah, it'll be fine for you.
Yeah, easy for you, mate.
Yeah, hopefully. Right. Fathead, no worries yet. And I'm happy with less rumours as it means we have closed the leaks. More youth players is what the fans have called for, and clear there will be signings. Just make sure they are right. So how are we feeling? I mean, I titled it "Our Concerns Legitimate." Now, I'll be honest, I've had concerns about next season since last season started, to be honest. I am concerned, and there's been no transfer activity yet. And yeah, there's plenty of time to go. But wouldn't it have been nice, Mike, just to put out a statement to start with and and get something. Listen, I know it's difficult, but we're gonna have to get our backsides in gear sooner rather than later.
Well, we've released a lot of players,
Yeah.
so we can replace them. Full stop. I know we got guys coming back from on loan, but sooner or later they're going to have to get some people on board because they're going to get left behind yet again. It's not a shock, is it? We've seen it happen so many times before, and we're going to miss out. But the only half excuse they have got is the fact that the Lucas Paqueta thing is going to change a lot of things. Whichever way that goes, I think it will change a lot of things. And that's got to happen sooner the better. One way or the other, they got to know where he's going, where he can't play anymore, whether he's available to play, where he wants to stay. They've got to sort that out ASAP, and FA ain't helping us at all there one little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Gary, we're in a really tricky situation here because we've got to sign quite a few players just to get to square one. And square one last season, if it had been a little bit better, ifs and whatevers, maybes, but if the quality last season in the Premier League would have been better, then we would have been in deep, deep trouble. So we need to get to square one and get back to where we were to start with the amount of players that are leaving us. That's my concern, and with no real concrete rumours surfacing yet, it's a difficult market. It is, there's no doubt about that. People are going to know we need players and they're going to put the price up, but we're going to have to deal with it.
Jay, we're a poorly run club. That's the bottom line. We're a very poorly run club. We've lost Cresswell, Soufal, Fabianski, Ings, Soler and Ferguson. So we're down 6 players. All 6 are in the squad. So that means we've got 6 first-team players have lost. Yeah. And again, it seems like a shock that we're unprepared again for the window. And then to make matters worse, it's common knowledge we need to sell before we can buy you. And who tells people that? Who goes into the market?
It's ridiculous.
It's just stupid. It's basically saying, I'm skint, can you make an offer for my players really low, please? It's just mind-numbingly dumb. Yeah. I don't understand. I bought Sullivan. He's obviously not a stupid man. He's made a lot of money, but sometimes I like to sit down and say, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. Yeah. And
go show someone your hand and say, yeah, what do you think? It's ridiculous.
It is brainless, and whoever he's telling, and we know who these people are that he's telling, and he's telling these people, and they're putting it out, and it's like, well, that's exactly what clubs want to hear because they're just going to use it against us. So we've got 6 players gone before we start, Mike. And tell me if I'm wrong. If we're expecting Kudus, Paqueta, others will go as well. So that's 8 immediately. I mean, Paqueta is a little bit up in the air with the hearing. Who knows when we'll hear about that? But hopefully sooner rather than later. But there's other players expected to leave through the door. And people will say, yeah, but the 6 players that have gone, none of them are real first-team players. Yeah, but we saw the repercussions of playing with 13 players a couple of years ago.
Creswell did play a lot of games, especially towards the end of the season. Kufel, he obviously wasn't first choice, but he was still putting a lot of appearances.
They still made contributions. Yeah,
they all made contributions. I mean, they're difficult players to replace, really, in my mind, and I just can't see us doing it. And like Gary said, it's no shock. We know how they operate, and it's just poor. It's really poor. But like I said, the only half excuse you can give them is the Paqueta thing, but I mean, you still got to get on with things, whatever happens with him. You still got to get on and get some guys in to replace these. And I honestly look at Championship players. Let's face it, we've done well signing a lot of the Championship players, your Bowens. I mean, look at, Creswell came from Ipswich. Do you know what I mean? And I mean, that's the way we've got to go. We probably cannot shop at Waitrose. We are looking a little bit at Lidl's, but let's have a look at. Sorry, there are other supermarkets, but joking aside, maybe we should have been acting before now. They're talking about that Hayden Hackney and that, and I've watched him, and he could do it in the Premier League, I reckon. They're gonna have to take a gamble on some of those, but they're gonna have to start doing it very quickly.
Gary is relocated, but he's turned the other way, which is an interesting. Hello, Gary.
How am I doing that? I don't know what I've done there. To be honest.
just like, are you on a phone or what?
Hang on.
There you go.
There we go. That's it. Yeah, just right there. There we go.
Well,
See, we now get to blimey. We get to see Gary's lovely kitchen now as well.
You do.
Wow. I mean, this is like a tour around the Whitehead Mansion this evening. But yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous how, I mean, yeah, of course, Paqueta, there's stuff going on there, and some of it can't be helped, but that still doesn't. That still gives us the opportunity to go and sign a backup right back that we know we need. Right? We need to replace Soufal, and we need another midfielder, and we need a left back. And I think you're absolutely right in terms of the Championship market. We've been ripped off abroad recently, right? We've been utterly ripped off. You know, whether you like it or not, whether you think Louis Guilherme is going to be one for the future, 30 million quid in the short term, we've seen no sort of comeback on that. Fulkrug, 30 million. I mean, come on, we have been.
I mean, this is not a straightforward point, but I think arguably our top three signings the last 10 years have all come from the Championship, i.e. Cresswell, Antonio, and Bowen.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can obviously argue others as well. Souček's been a good signing, but by and large, I agree with you, Jake. The foreign signings have been very, very poor. A lot of them, really, and
even the ones we've got from the Premier League as well. I mean, you can look at Max Kilman, and I was very, I was very positive about that signing, and he's had his, dodgy moments, but I mean, there's a Premier League tax. We know that. We're aware of that. And even with the players that have left, I mean, we're not even in a position where if I was in charge with an endless pot of money, then there's not many players that are staying, to be honest, because the whole squad is just littered with mediocrity. And if we want to get back to where we want to be and serious about it, then this is a bigger rebuild than we've had in any of the last few years. And we've had some pretty big rebuilds and shifts and changes in recruitment policies and in direction, as a club. And I just really fear that whoever's in charge hasn't really worked too hard over the last 6 months, and we don't really know what we're doing, to be honest. We don't know what direction we're going down. We don't know how we're going to implement it. And I just hope we can at least get to a position where we get some decent players in from the Championship, and at the very least recover the players that we've lost, Mike.
Well, according to reports I've seen, we've got money to spend.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I mean, we're not the worst off in the FFB situation by a long way. I think we're sort of like 7th or 8th best off in situation.
That's not what Sullivan's saying, Mike. I tend to agree with you.
I know.
No, I don't understand it either. Villa are in big trouble, apparently.
Villa are in big trouble. Yeah.
I mean,
but we've got to get to a position where whoever's in charge, I don't even know who's in charge of the recruitment anymore. I think Potter's brought somebody in, but I can't remember his name.
He has brought a guy. No. Is it
Mac something or other, innit? Yeah.
Anyway,
very knowledgeable.
We can say what we like. Ultimately, it's Sullivan, isn't it? Ultimately, it's Sullivan.
Yeah. It's Sullivan. You're right, Gary, and it's him, and that's the bloody problem. Full stop.
Chelsea again have just agreed to deal with Brighton for João Pedro.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable, Chelsea.
Yeah.
And there's money there, and I mean,
Chelsea do that. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we know. I mean, there's conflicting reports in terms of how much money we've got. There's some there. There's not a lot by my sort of understanding. There's some money, but not a lot, and we need to sell before we really, hit into the players that we need to get in. But it just seems like it's just completely poorly organised in the sense of we've got a few rumours, but there's always going to be rumours. There's always people that need to make stories and get it out there at the end of the day, and there's nothing concrete that's come out in terms of coming through the door. This summer there's been a few other outgoing rumours in terms of Kudus and Andy Irving and a couple others, but there's no news coming in about players coming in really, and that is the big concern. Fathead says the mini transfer window is throwing things, but realistically we're still very early in the window. We are, but we like to leave things to the last minute, and don't be shocked if we go to Sunderland on the first day of the season with a disjointed half-finished squad, because there's still 2 weeks left of the transfer window.
Yeah, I mean, Fathead's right. It is early in the window, but the whole point of pre-season is to get the players down as early as possible to get their training in and the system we want to play, and get Potter to get his own stamp on things. But again, it's going to be August the 31st, bringing people in again.
So there's the question. Here's a question for you, Mike. When was the last time we prepared competently and we went into a pre-season with a full squad ready to get ready and prepare as it's meant to utilise those games, to bond and to get some cohesiveness around the squad? When was the last time, do you reckon, we effectively utilised a pre-season? I can't remember.
A long time ago.
1926.
Yeah, probably. I mean, to be fair, when we brought in, who did we bring in at the start of the season last year? I thought, yeah, the players we signed, I thought, yeah, not too bad. You know, if you look around at them, I thought, yeah, they'll improve my squad. But as the season wore on, they were mediocre players, weren't they? The likes of, Rodriguez, Soler. They didn't really bring a lot to us. They were no better than what we had.
Back average.
It didn't improve us at all. We didn't move forward at all. In fact, if anything, we dropped off. We finished, what was it, 13th in the end, and that was because Tottenham and Man United were absolutely awful, and they were there for the taking. I mean,
the point is as well, Mike. I'm sorry to interrupt. We missed a trick. I said this last season. We should be playing our youth players the last 6-10 games of the season.
Yeah,
100%.
Absolutely. I don't know why. Why didn't we at least play? Casey. Why didn't we not give him a chance?
Orford and Casey should have been played.
Yeah, I can understand Urfi and Potts staying at their clubs because they. Portsmouth still weren't sure where they weren't going down or not, relegation, and Bristol City got in the playoffs. So I can understand them leaving them there. That's fair enough for them.
But we all knew Soler's loan was not going to be extended. Everybody knew that. So he shouldn't have been anywhere in the first team.
Rodriguez, why were we playing him? Yeah.
Nowhere in the first team. So we should have played Orford. And Mavropanos is not up to it. Everyone knows that. So Casey should have played. And if Casey and Orford aren't good enough, fair enough. They get a go.
But it's better than flogging a dead horse of what we know is already crap, It
was a free hit as well, wasn't it?
It was a complete free hit.
You were going to do nothing by playing them.
Exactly. It was just stupidity beyond, I don't know, maybe I look at things too simplistically, but it's just a brain dead move for me not to do it.
But, I thought we turned a corner. Graham Potter's first game back in January. We opened it up an hour before kickoff, and what did we see? We saw Ollie Scholes in the starting lineup for his first game in the West Ham. For Potter's first team sheet. I looked at that and went, "Well, you've got balls, mate. Fair play."
And the thing about that, Jake, Scholes got tore a new one by Salah, but he's learned his lesson because that match made any difference to our season at all. But he's learned that now, and he's been better for the experience. And Orford and Casey would have had the same thing. Declan Rice, when he started, he made a horrendous mistake. I can't remember who it was against. Liverpool. Arsenal as well. Liverpool got hauled off at half time. These things, young players, we all were young players. You do make mistakes. You learn. You play someone better than you. They roast you, and you think, "Christ, that was awful." But you learn from it.
And it was the perfect time, and it really irritates me because it didn't matter whether we won, lost, or drew. We were never going down. We had enough points on the board. We knew these players were leaving, but we just played them for the sake of it. When you've got young players there that are hungry and want to try and break through, and Scholes had some brilliant performances, right? It's exactly what the West Ham fans want. They don't want to watch Carlos Soler and Guido Rodriguez go out there and be average. Going away from home, were the West Ham fans singing Soler's name and Rodriguez's name? They were singing Ollie Scholes' name, right?
The thing is, Jake,
players involved.
If Orford and Casey had a nightmare, the fans wouldn't remind us so much because they're young kids.
Yeah.
They're stuck by them. We've all seen it. We've seen that Brooklyn have a nightmare, Devonshire have a nightmare. All these players come through. They all start off rubbish. And eventually, Cotty, when he started, was so inconsistent, it's ridiculous. But he's turned into world-class players eventually. They learn their lessons.
Absolutely, yeah. Right, let's hit some comments. Michael says, I just hope Jake had some clothes on with all that heat. I must say, it was so hot there yesterday. We went to the water fountain and filled up a bottle of water, and I literally tipped over my head, and it was the nicest thing that happened all day. It was sweltering. And here's something for you,
Jake.
You are not going to believe this, right? And you're going to think I'm making this up, but I am absolutely not. So I got in about 11, and we were just having a wander around about 11:15. And there were these group of lads who were just sort of walking behind us, and I turned around and he looked at me as if he knew me. Oh, that's a bit weird. And then turned back around, and no one of his words were, "Oh my God, that's West Ham unofficial." That was 15 minutes into me getting into Glastonbury Festival. The people who I were with turned around in utter disbelief, right? And I said, "Well, I mean, when you're a celebrity," and they kept following us around. It was like the Jake fan club. For about 15 minutes, they went where we went, and it was like, this is my place.
Was there a carer with them, Jake?
No, I reckon this lad had this black vest on. He was jacked as anything. I reckon he was 20, 21, I reckon.
He'd escaped his carer. That's what happened, Jake.
And that was second in the best things that happened yesterday. Pulp was better. Common People was better, but that was second. And I thought, you know what, my day's done. I don't care what happens now.
Speaking of common people, Jake, how's your girlfriend?
She's fine. She's probably watching this now. So if you've got a message, then by all means, we are live with 25 people watching. So and you've got like YouTube career.
I haven't met your girlfriend, Jake. Apart from being short-sighted, I don't know anything about her.
Honestly, you all put me down, right? The bullying. It's workplace bullying is what it is. But I love it. Yeah, I've got to do 10 miles in the morning. I go at 6 a.m. every day. I'm there. 6 a.m. every day. I don't do 10 miles on the bike every morning, believe me, but but I will be tomorrow. And
well, good luck.
Yeah, gonna need it.
Yeah, lay off the weight tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Rod Stewart had more outfit changes and songs. I have got a tan. This light is really white, so you can't really see, but believe me, it is a tan. I can guarantee you that. And when I walked out of the car at prom a couple of weeks ago, being the star of the show that I am, everybody asked me where have I been, and there were some people that went to Lanzarote, and I had more of a tan than them, and I went to Cornwall, so that was mildly amusing as well. I have got a tan. Looks like you've both got Mike, your face is very tanned.
Yeah, well, I do watch a lot of cricket and a lot.
Honestly, it's a great time of year. The cricket's back on, Bazball, chasing down 370 like it's no one's business. I mean, what a great time to be alive. All right, I'll speak to myself then. Blimey.
No, the weather's fantastic. I've been out on the golf course a few times. It's nice.
Have you? Oh, very good. Very good. Right. Let's scroll down. So we won't be live streaming tomorrow. I might record something, but there'll be no. Oh no, I've got to be on the bike. As soon as I get in to get 10 miles in, I've got to get on straight away. Right. So there may be a short video. There will not be a live stream with me at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning because that won't be fun for anybody involved. I thought it was agreed that the loser to 10 miles will have a jelly deal. No. If I didn't complete 10 miles tomorrow, I've got to eat a jelly deal. So you best believe that's actually making me feel ill now thinking about it. So I will be completing my 10 miles, and that's just reminded me of that. So Fathead, thank you for resurfacing that. That was great. Thank you. Great. So overall, I mean, there's not a lot of positivity going about. Can either of you think of any positivity that we can dig into for West Ham? Is there anything you're excited about next season?
The new kit looks all right.
We're going to go with the kit. Do you know what? I reckon
it's been leaked because I've seen like 6 different ones.
Yeah, I've seen about 6 different ones. Yeah,
I've seen one leaked. X seems to think it's right, so he's not normally wrong with things.
Yeah, he usually knows. Yeah.
What is it, like claret and blue?
Strange that, yeah. And the old, remember before your time, Jake, 20 years ago, we had a brown away kit.
Brown?
Oh, the brown holy one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
What do you usually think of the opening fixtures, by the way?
Oh, I love it. Sunderland away in the sunshine, flight up in the morning, flight back in the evening. We're going to have a cracking time.
We often get the promoted team away, though, don't we? That's
a hard game.
Forest away a couple of years ago.
Quite early, and
yeah,
they're not easy games. Their fans will be
Sunderland fans will be up for it. Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
It has got 1-0 Sunderland written all over it. I'm not going to beat around the bush. It's got 1-0 Sunderland. As I did the Forest game a couple of years ago. First game back in the Premier League. It'll be loud in there. And I think we'll lose 1-0. But I hope we give them a game and we can have a real good indication. This will be a tough game. They won't roll over. First home game back in the Premier League for a decade or something,
They've got a bit of money. They sold the crap Bellingham brothers for 30 million, didn't they?
Yeah, so. Exactly. Exactly. Right. And I think the last trip we took to Sunderland was it about 2016 and we lost 3-0. So if we could avoid that again, that would be ideal. But it's a really tough game. I don't think there's many tougher, to be honest. But we have to embrace it. You play everybody twice, and we end at home to Leeds, which may well be a pretty decisive fixture come May next season, but hopefully not. Hopefully it's decisive in a sort of European race.
You've got too many good players to go down with. Fine.
Who are they then, Gary?
Totally honest, Jay.
Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, that's 2. Very true. Yeah.
There you go.
Any more?
We have, if Paquetá if he stays, I think he'll have a different season. I think last year he had that hanging over him all year, and he wasn't the same player. He turned it on in a few games. Liverpool game especially, I thought he was good. But let's face it, he was well below par last year.
He was.
So was Kudus.
Exactly. What's the latest? What's the latest on Antonio? I'm a bit confused. Is he with us or not with us?
He's been released. It's just running the contract down. He's leaving tomorrow.
He's leaving tomorrow, does he?
I think it's 30th of June contract's expiring. I think.
Yeah. He's finished. Is he? Okay. It's a shame.
Yeah.
Doesn't sign a new contract. He's gone. And what did he play? 11 minutes for Jamaica the other day.
Yeah.
Got back into it. Fair play to him.
I mean, fair dues to him. He wants to come back. He wants to keep playing, but he'd have to prove his fitness for me. I would just give him a short-term contract.
Well, I mean,
that's probably and he don't want that. You're fair dues.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's been sort of disparity over wages, and you think he's done some brilliant things for the club, but you sit back and go, hold on, mate. You're arguing over a wage here where we've paid you since whenever was it December the crash?
Yep.
Yeah.
We've kept you and we've got you rehabilitated. For you to then go, no, you're not going to pay me enough money. Like, that's a little bit annoyed me a little bit, to be honest. But we'll see whether anything comes of that. But yeah, right. I
think he'd stay and give it a go, because pay the club back a little bit for what we did for him. I mean, at the end of the day, he might only be a bit part player, but he could be still useful if he's got a good 20 minutes in him for a few games. So, exactly. But I don't think we're probably not offering him enough, and he's
exactly
going to get more elsewhere. So
that's what it is. Mike, someone's offered an 18-month contract somewhere else for more money. I expect.
More money, yeah, absolutely. Well, with consideration of what is going on in 5 days' time, we've got to not look back in anger at that and roll with it as Oasis make their pretty spectacular return to our screens on Friday in Cardiff. Are you looking forward to that, gentlemen?
I saw them first time out at Nebworth in '96.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. So I stopped crying my eyes out a long time ago. Yeah.
I think it's your heart, isn't it?
I've seen them both individually. I haven't seen Oasis live. I would have probably gone, but I just thought it's a ridiculous amount of money they want for the ticket. I'm not going to pay that. No way. Yeah,
and I'm the tight one.
I paid 25 quid in 1996 to see him all day in Nebworth with the Prodigies, Manic Street Preachers, Chemical Brothers, Bootleg Beatles for 25 quid. Not bad.
Not bad. Pretty damn good.
Indeed. Right, final few comments before we go. I mean, to be fair, one thing I will say is I reckon there's probably been more excitement at the London Stadium in the last few weeks with the concerts that have gone on. Sam Fender had a show there, and I think Iron Maiden were there last night. There was probably more excitement at those 2 nights than there was in the whole entirety of last season. The place has never been so excited before. It's got so used to apathy, and instead it was replaced with excitement. Maybe we can get that excitement back.
That's one thing I do hope for next season, some exciting football. It's been dire.
And to be honest, Gary, the home performances in the last 2 seasons have been absolutely poor. They've been really, really, and they wonder why the atmosphere is not great. Well, they've got to give a bit on the pitch to get it back off the pitch, I'm afraid. So,
yeah, I agree. I was this close, not renewing this year, Mike. I tell you, it's so boring.
Yeah, indeed. She's a. What's the word? She's come over to West Ham.
You mean you coerced her over?
There's been no coercion involved, Mike. What do you think I am? There has been a simple, polite encouragement, and that encouragement has been accepted, is what I'm going to say. So,
have you bought those tacky things? I scored at London Stadium underwear, that sort of thing.
No, I have not. Gary, where are you shopping?
You get them at those tacky West Ham stores, don't you?
No, I have not. No more. She's even got. I've pressed the wrong button. Oh my lord. She's even got rid of her Man United top. So
that's good.
Yeah, it's what I do. I politely encourage. So, Mike, you can
It's one of
redo
the
your
few clubs that
coercion.
you say we finished above last season, mate.
Well, indeed. You know, that's the positive that does come out with it. No worries. Happy to bring you an eel to the first home game. In that case, then I'm going to have to, you know, just not bother with any home games next season. No loss, really. Rumor has it Jake took his wallet out near McDonald's last week, and boom. Well, yeah, I mean, big news in Wincanton last week. No, it wasn't last week. It was when? Was it Wednesday? Thursday? What? One day? Friday? No, it was Friday. The electrical substation in Wincanton just blew up. So I was a little bit disappointed because we've got a Friday tradition, into Lidl, into Morrison's, then round to McDonald's. We could only do one of those three things. It was chaos in Wincanton. McDonald's shut down. Off. Mike, are they open yet?
No, I don't think so. I think
Morrison's shut as well.
Shut as well, and I don't know about KFC. Must have been shut as well.
KFC was shut on Friday. So, well, I mean, we might have to send our Wincanton correspondent Mike out to you know, analyse the situation.
I only live in and don't go down to that part of the town.
Yeah, it's not good enough for him. He stays at the top in his mansion. He don't you know, go down with the riffraff, does he? Jake's wallet would have taken a pounding at Glastonbury. I bought some nachos, and I bought a pizza.
Cool. 25 quid gone there.
No, the nachos were £6 and the pizza was 11.
You should have went to the school oil hat because my nephew is serving on that.
Oh, would it have been if, you know, a cut of free things? Was it? Oh,
your deal, yeah.
If I'd have flipping known that, I mean, you know me.
Did you?
No, I didn't. No. Mr. Terry Newsham, I hope you're well. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Nice to see Jake's wallet getting a mention. No, I tell you what, it's looking a bit bleak, to be honest, if I just analyse the situation. And I got paid on Friday. Do you know this? Get this. I worked 36 hours this week, right?
How many?
36 hours.
That's nearly a full week.
I know. Nearly my first ever full week as a...
Which Greg's do you win? So I can pop and see you.
No. I have departed Greg's for another much nicer establishment.
Which one are you in now?
Not another Greg's.
He's in another.
Where are you working now, then?
I work in a photography shop in web support.
Okay.
Yeah. So
what's that tidying up the spiders' webs? You know?
Honestly, like how undervalued I get here is just unbelievable.
Doing the dusting.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it did take a bit of a hit yesterday, I'll be honest. But it's okay. It's okay. And I went to see the Kaiser Chiefs on Thursday night, who were brilliant, and it took another hit there. So it's been a bit of a painful week, to be totally honest. But you know, we soldier on, don't we?
How did you get in?
Riot.
Sorry, Mike.
How did you get in?
Right. Yeah.
What do you mean? How do I get in?
Did you have a ticket then? Did you?
For the Kaiser Chiefs?
No. How did you get in the Glastonbury?
Oh, it's not what you know, it's who you know, isn't it?
On the back of a tractor, I know.
It was not on the back of a tractor. No, I had a fantastic day. Yeah, there we go. It was lovely. Have you got Oasis tickets? I do in LA. I'm not going to any of the British shows. I've got tickets for LA, which is going to be an interesting experience. I'm very much looking forward to it. Sunderland, polite encouragement. Yes, of course. That was quite good for me. Now I've left Grace 36 hours part-time, bruv, innit? No, 36 and a half hours this week. And I mean, if because I do my timesheet and I had to take in tomorrow as well, and that's 43 hours in the space of a week. I mean, blimey.
Welcome to the real world, Jake.
I've been knackered, but indeed overvalued. Blimey. Yeah, I'll be in LA. Don't worry about that. Right, we will leave it there as I have had my fair share of abuse on our infamous return to the live shows. Thank you very much indeed, everybody, for joining us. Drop a like on the video and subscribe to West Ham Unofficial if you are new. Looks like, Gary, have you got the house to yourself? You're in the kitchen. This is a rare occurrence.
Oh no, the missus is in the shower and the girls are walking the dog.
Oh right, I see. And you're a global star on YouTube. There we are.
Yeah, that's right, Jake.
Right, Mike's gonna go back down after he's been demoted and relegated up to the spare room. He's gonna go and continue his babysitting duties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Don't. Anyway, you better have a lie down, Jake, after all that work.
Well, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I mean, I'd be lying if I said I led down at about 5 o'clock and I woke up about 15 minutes before we started this. So yeah, it's been a tough week, but we go again tomorrow. I mean, this is what it's like. Time for another holiday or Friday. That's all right. I've got a 3-day week this week: Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. So
where are you going on Friday? Where are you going on Friday?
Poland. Come on, Gary.
Oh, you said yeah.
Yes, indeed. For the darts, well, hopefully.
Holy shit, mate.
Indeed. Hopefully, both Littler and Humphreys lose because it's boring, and we want somebody else to win. But there we are from us. Come on, you irons, and we will see you soon right here on West Ham Unofficial. Any final words, gentlemen?
No, everyone enjoy the summer.
Yeah, enjoy the summer because it'll be a long, hard winter.
It's only going to go downhill from there. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.